Dead one.
Yeah. This one's just functioning. Batteries.
I can vote really quick with another one.
Back in business. Oh, two dead ones.
I swapped that one around.
Give it the.
That's the dead one.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm gonna call the Alton Planning Board Tuesday, July 16, 2024 meeting to order. My name is Bill O'Neill, Chairman, and we will do roll call of board members.
Doug Brown.
Roger Sample.
Tom Divney.
Nick Bonifane.
Okay. Next is appointment of alternates. We don't have any, right?
No, our two alternates are absent tonight.
And then we can move on to approval of agenda.
Make a
Any,
motion, we approve the Tuesday, July 16, 2024 agenda.
Before you guys vote on it, I
Yeah.
have some amendments.
Yeah,
So you might
changes.
want to amend that. So let me list the changes. Case number one, case P 2423 has been continued to August 20th so that I can get an answer back from town council. Number three was just separated out so that it was listed as a design review, because initially it was stuck in under a public hearing. So it now just has its own heading. There's an addition to other business, number one, old business. It's a memo dated July 9th to the planning board regarding an amendment to a motion that was made at the last meeting for Jeff Hertel, SP 2422. Let's see, under number two, new business, G actually is map 41, lot 46, and it's 13 Hummingbird Lane. And that one's actually been continued to September. So we're not going to hear that one tonight. And then under that same section, I, which was the discussion about a letter sent to Bucky and Joey Holdings, that's been stuck under 4 for correspondence for the board's information. And I have one more addition, under new business, I'd like to just add a committee update for master plan, Zach and CIP. And that's it.
okay,
I make a motion, we accept the revised agenda.
I'll second that.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Now, number two. 24-27, that was also continued, right?
Correct.
Okay. Case P 24-27 has been continued until August 20th, 2024. So we'll move on to case number P 24-28. Prospect Mountain Survey, Paul Zuzko, agent for Penny Williams, owner, and Scott and Penny Williams owners. And this is for completeness. Right?
Is this for us or ZBA?
ZBA already did that.
We're back with their good graces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we weren't there like 10 minutes.
Yeah, have your plan readers, some of the copy of that. For some reason I don't.
That's fine. I have an extra. I did two. Yes, here. I got two of those and I didn't get any of them.
Looks like a lot line adjustment. Is that what
That's exactly what it is.
what it is?
Taking the 6-acre lot and reducing it to 2.
Line adjustment. Yeah.
Cleaning it up, gravel pit and everything, so we can sell the duplex. Right now,
So there'd be a new road to the gravel pit?
we
Yeah,
have
you
to
can,
do
s-
a
you
new
can
road.
see that in red.
Yeah, then you're gonna reclaim the wetlands that were,
Cross to
I
make
shouldn't
these.
be asking questions because we haven't considered it complete, right?
Yeah.
we didn't hear you talk.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
These are just phantoms that you heard us answering.
There are waivers.
The waivers, I guess we gotta
There are
start.
waivers too.
Yep.
yeah.
So, Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
in reviewing the application, it appears that they have submitted what they needed for completeness. And I would suggest addressing the waivers prior to
Yeah. that's-
completeness,
So.
not rushing you on this.
No, I just, so the, waivers are all, well, it slopes in, well, the wetlands.
For just the large lot.
So. Okay. So this lot over. No, it's hard.
All the wetlands and the slopes
You're showing them, right? but you're
on the
showing-
6-acre lot are shown,
Yeah, you're showing them on here,
right,
right? And here.
right, but
It's not on the other,
it's not on the large,
the other lot, okay,
yeah.
all right.
Mr. Chair, may I ask Mr. Zizgo a question?
absolutely.
So I would assume that the wetlands actually for the rest of it are probably on your excavation permit. They're right, they're probably like
a lot there.
delineated
Plus,
somewhere.
we've had it all
We
reflagged anyway.
just finished locating them yesterday,
Yeah,
but we
Okay.
have all the wetlands on the lot now redelineated,
yeah,
so.
Cause it's been a while, so.
Oh,
we
yeah,
wanted
so
to
it's-
Give a fresh.
it's, yeah.
I wasn't
it's
involved
somewhere.
with the last the pit permit,
Yep,
that engineering was, that they took my boundary information. And I think they probably scanned in the wetlands that were done 15, 20 years ago,
Probably 20 years ago, yeah.
but we had them redone,
mhm.
so
And what about slopes? Are those done as well, or?
not on the large lot.
Some of the large steepness slopes are because they're stockpiles. And they're steep.
Outside of the gravel pit, no, we have not.
Okay.
Done.
Should we consider the application complete?
You know, the way-
You guys should do the
We
waivers
should do
first.
the waivers, but if you want to make motions.
So,
Yeah.
so you're gonna, so tonight, sorry, I was confusing it with the next design review case. Never mind. Go ahead.
So. So you're, the waivers are for, because you didn't put it on the big lot, you just put it on,
Right, didn't
yeah.
think there was a need to do
the
the whole
smaller,
lot.
okay. All right. Do you want to make a motion for the waivers, Roger?
Well, I was just motioning that we call it complete so we could actually be talking to them, but you can go over the waivers if you want.
Tell me to do the waivers first before we.
Right, so in this instance, you have to do the waivers first.
Are there any slopes in the large lot that are over 25? Right,
There could be.
there could be.
I could have brought the whole lot topo that we had, but I
Well,
didn't think I needed to.
so basically what you're trying to do is just pull the front
Pull
lot
that-
off the big lot.
Right, because
lot-
there are
We're-
components of the pit that are on the 6 acre lot.
Right.
And if we're getting older, if I wanted to market the duplex, I want to market that alone. I
Right,
don't have to be
separate.
changing things around in the pit.
Right. So, I mean, the pit already has its own topo plan, I would assume.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's no reason really for us to have it. Basically, it's gonna exist as it is. And the topo, if anything, the topo is gonna leave, never mind.
Yeah, it gets flatter.
increase.
Only with the caveat, I guess, that Jessica pointed out that changes the permit on the excavation pit, as I understand.
Yeah, I think what she mentioned is the access to it, the pit.
The only thing that the pit isn't gonna be expanded other than moving the road, access road, no more excavation gonna be.
So it's not adding another 4 acres or whatever.
No.
No, that's already been consumed, shall we
Right.
say.
I guess
So-
we're
And the only
discussing
reason
who
would
should be the-
Yeah, but we gotta find out if
you're gonna
approve the waivers. So.
Yeah.
So the road is gonna go on another piece of land that you have.
it's going to go on the mother lot. It's a 96 acre lot. That is part of
So
the,
basically, the pit is gonna have a right of way.
it's going to have its own access.
Own access.
We've already
On its own lot.
we've already permitted an access to it where we want to take the driveway that goes currently into the pit that goes through the residential lot and move it to the other one and just have the duplex as a residential access.
He's separating.
Right.
Right.
We figure it's good habits to get the
Yep.
commercial away from the residential.
Right, okay, so what I'm seeing though is here's the pit with a duplex in the front. So you're gonna take this road and move it over here onto another
Can you
lot.
see this, Raj, right here? We
Yeah,
have
no, I
the
get
last
that. So-
page.
So the driveway is gonna be on a different lot.
Right, and we're gonna have to cross a wetland.
So what I was asking was now, so the road is not on the lot of the pit. So
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, you guys need to do waivers and then completeness, and then you guys can have all this fun
Well,
talk.
that's part of the question
what
here
we're
with,
trying to
with
figure
Part of the waivers?
waivers, because the waivers are.
The mother lot is a 96 acre lot.
so That's not the pit there?
Yep, that's pit out there, yeah,
Okay, so this is other land that's all.
yeah. That's,
That's the
that's part of the,
98.
that's the 96 acre lot.
96.
So.
Yep.
Does this have a lot number and that has a lot?
Yeah.
No, well,
Yeah.
the 6 acre has a lot number, yes, and then the 96 acre has a lot number.
So they're two different lots.
Yes,
All right,
Okay,
that's why we want to take 4 acres from the,
So
Duplex
this
lot.
Is map 8, lot 3-2. See right over here?
yeah, no, I get that. So maybe,
And the duplex is map 8, lot 3-3.
This is the piece that's gonna become the part of the pit.
well, this is the pit.
yes.
Yeah, over
The,
here on
what's the
left.
dotted line is the original, the existing lot to the
Shrinking this
duplex,
here.
which shares space in the pit.
Two.
So they're taking these 4 acres and putting it into the
Yeah.
large lot. And then this is gonna be the access.
This is. oh,
You
so
got
the-
it now.
So the pit's 3-2 and these other ones are 3-2. They're all 3-2.
No,
Three
the
lots.
duplex is
Surrounds the
3-3.
6 acre
That's
lot.
3-3.
He means the whole.
It's around.
Radius.
Yeah, let's put it this way. The pit property is 3 sides of the duplex property. Does that help?
That's, I guess, that's
That's all pits. This
that's
is
all.
the
So I guess it's just this box.
All right,
that's-
yeah.
so,
The dotted line is what's going to be put on the 96 acre lot.
all right,
That was, that's the existing,
wait till
that's what he wants. So that's gonna go back to the pit.
I'll make a motion that we waive Article 7,
So-
comma, F dot 7 dot G. The request is to no delineate the wetlands on map 8, lot 3-2.
I will second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
All right,
All opposed? Motion carries. I'll make a motion that we waive Article 7, comma, F dot 7 dot H. The request is to not show the 25% slopes on map 8, lot 3-2.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
all right.
All opposed? Motion carries. I make a motion that we waive Article 7, comma, F dot 7 dot I. The request is to show the upland area of map 8, lot 3-2.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now I will the planner has stated that everything is in order. As far as completeness goes, I would like to make a motion. Case B 24-28 as complete.
Yeah, it can be during.
I will second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now you can ask all the questions.
Now I figured out, I did a little more reading.
Okay.
Those are old property lines.
Yeah, the-
To be old property.
Yeah,
lines.
yes, the
So,
dotted line will be the former property line.
I got it now.
So the pit actually falls on both lots. Just cleaning it up so that there's no pit on the residential duplex lot. Went to the zoning to get a variance for a duplex in the rule zone and on 2 acres, which got approved.
That was one thing I wanted to change last year at the ZAC meetings, because it's all allowable, and so we had to go to the ZBA to do it. Maybe we can get it done this year.
I have a question about the excavation permit that Jessica raised that. Are they still in compliance with what had been permitted before based on the
Yes.
proposal?
So, well, yeah, currently,
Currently.
Yep.
With
as
the
I'm,
lot
as
line.
far as I'm
adjustment.
aware of.
Right.
So with the lot line adjustment, it's increasing a potential area of excavation. So according to your excavation regulations,
in section.
Oh, because he's increasing the size of the.
Five.
pit.
He's increasing the size of.
Yeah, but the permit.
The permit
is approved
encompass,
For the whole thing.
includes
It-
both
it
of those
encumbers-
lots. This isn't including,
Oh.
increasing the size at all. Because you can
All
see,
the excavation
all this stuff
permit
was
is
there on
double
this-
the
For
duplex.
both lots.
right, there was a, when we did it for the 6 acre lot as well as a 96 acre lot, because the pit bridges both lots.
I will take your word for that.
Yeah, well,
I
okay,
did
well,
not
it's been
find
there a
it,
long
which is
time.
Why,
Yeah,
it was why it's added on here.
yeah. The only thing I think we probably need to discuss is the new access.
So that was from September 2018, Scott?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
Okay.
That's when all the gravel pit headaches started.
all right. And-
So I have the gravel pit permit plans here and you've seen the title. It does have both lots in it.
Okay,
Perfect, thank
All
you.
right,
okay. All right,
all right, that takes care of the issue for me.
So the gravel pit doesn't expand. The only thing that happens is the access road is
Right.
moving from the residential to be on the
So-
big lot only.
so that access road will go away. It'll just be a driveway to.
It's gonna be,
3-3, right?
right, and we're gonna.
And then you're gonna
remove
put another driveway?
to the east of that, yes.
Okay.
But we're gonna naturalize where we had to fill the wetland.
Gonna
To go
restore.
across, we're gonna
Okay.
restore it back to a wetland, so
And
there
that-
won't be a road
It's on
across it.
140, right? That's.
That's 140,
So you're
yep.
gonna be coming around for 140? and-
Yep.
Okay,
So other permits that we need is a wetland crossing, which is in process.
okay,
Also, the driveway permit for the residential lot now is commercial. The driveway permit for the big lot, which he got, was residential. So we're in the process of getting those switched.
all right. Okay,
Other than that, it's pretty,
And you
Down in
can, you
dirt.
can see the topo that on the topo map, we have the one where there's a lot of topo. That's a loam pile right there in the back of this. And that's been there since, well, we built the post office in 1995.
What's the width of the wetland crossing you got to address here exactly?
Well, I think we're applying for 40 feet, but, because we want to be able to have a 2-lane road.
Roadway? Yep.
oh, that's good.
And if we do that, when we do the thing, I would probably like to engage an engineer. So when we build this new access, I want it to be reviewed. So,
Inspected.
and when we do something else, we'll know that part's behind us.
Okay.
I think that just makes good sense. While we're building it, it can be inspected versus after the fact.
It seems pretty simple on our part. It looks like the hard
Yeah.
part's for you with your wetland and your switching commercial access and.
and it's all in process. But we also need state subdivision approval, and Jessica brought that up because she questioned it, but
Oh, because it's under 5
anytime,
acres.
anytime you make a boundary line adjustment, we're coming from 6 acres down to 2.5. So now getting it below 5 acres puts it into state jurisdiction. And I got that in writing from the state that, yes, we have to have a state subdivision approval. Just for this 2.5
For the
acres.
2.5.
Right.
Right,
So that's applied for as well, or you already have it?
yes.
You got a lot of stuff.
Well, we try to get as much done ahead of
Yeah.
time as we could because.
It should go because it's already approved for a 4-bedroom septic system and we meet lot loading by.
Leaps and bounds.
So thank you for that information, because I've actually haven't come across that since I've been here.
Yeah, a lot
For
of
this
people can't
long.
get away with that.
Yeah,
And they'll get caught in the long run.
so, okay.
All right.
I don't see any, department comments.
She has it. She did a planner review.
Okay,
You guys.
hey, I'll make a
everybody else?
motion then.
Oh, sorry,
Oh,
yep,
yep.
sorry.
That's
Yeah, no, public, anybody have anything? No, okay. All right, I'll close the public.
And then I make a motion that we approve case P 2428 for Scott and Penny Williams for the lot line adjustment of map 8 lots 3-2 and 3-3. Frontage on New Hampshire Route 140, Alton, New Hampshire, to include the conditions as laid out in the planning review and any issues that were discussed at this hearing.
Second that.
Second, okay.
Can I just add, so that section where it says if anywhere discussed at this hearing, so I'm gonna cross off number 6, which was to obtain planning board approval amendment for your pit. And I added, received NHDES subdivision approval. And you also needed a wetlands crossing. And that was it?
And to
AOT?
upgrade the new driveway to a commercial access.
Okay, so
Switching
amend
driveway,
your,
The DOT driveway.
Just
permit.
flipping them.
yeah,
Why did she grant you a residential one?
Excuse me?
Why did they give you a residential? one?
Because I didn't have anything more for that at the time and we had an
What he
existing.
did was way back, he moved, he had a driveway permit on 140, but then moved it so it was on his subdivision. So he had that permit there, he moved
Up there.
up to this lot.
And where that lot originally came off of the mother lot, shall we say, we were allowed to move that entrance.
You're only allowed so many driveway cuts
For
for
somebody-
the mother lot back to a certain date. So there's lots taken off and each one had its own driveway.
And you can see driveway permit pending where we've closed another one
Yeah.
to try to get one there.
So the key word is in the beginning, that was a mother of a lot.
Yeah.
It was like 200 acres originally.
Oh.
And, all the way to Paul's Hill.
Well.
And if you want to hear a quick little
Bob was
story,
a smart boy, wasn't he?
when that was purchased, this is a quick, funny little story.
All right,
Sandy, they used to go to the banks to get real estate. So there were 2 lots available. This lot and one down at the bay called Sandy Point. They were both $1,600. So Jimmy Thayer at the bank says, that's a much better deal on 140. At the end of story.
$1,600.
$1,600
Oh.
You paid too much.
back in just after the turn of the century.
okay. So we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a lovely evening, everybody.
As well.
Oh,
I do. I'm gonna have supper too.
I already ate.
Ready. 29, so next one. Okay. Next up is case number P 24-29 design review. That's. We don't have completeness.
No, Mr. Chair, there is no completeness during a design review phase. They do have waivers, so at this point, you guys just, you look at them, you discuss them with the applicant, and then you kind of come up with, do these look reasonable? And then at the final application is actually when you make a motion and vote on them.
Okay. So the waivers are just for the remaining land, right, Paul?
Right,
Okay.
same as before.
Alright.
I show everything on the four
Yep.
lots.
Yep.
Has there been anything done as far as those 4 lots go, as far as wetlands or slopes or anything like that?
There's, the only wetlands I believe are down further off, not on these lots. These are all sloping lots.
Yep.
We didn't notice any wetlands. So the wetlands are down at the bottom of the hill.
I'm confused with the waivers. It says, to delineate the remaining land. And then down below it says to delineate the remaining land. It looks,
You know, that's because you got twice in your regulations.
Huh?
It's twice in your checklist. So,
it's twice in the checklist.
And he checks all the boxes, so.
And so to make things even more confusing for you, 'cause it wasn't confusing enough. In the regulations where it lists the regs that you've quoted here for waivers, when you go to the final application,
it's different.
they're different.
So we only have to consider 2 of those waivers.
It's on your checklist twice.
Yeah.
So I have to ask for waivers twice.
Okay. No, we're not making, this is just a design review, so we're not making
Yeah.
any motions anyway.
Nope.
Nope. It's not public either, right? This isn't a public hearing, is it?
It is. You would open it up to the public at some point.
You're aware there was a concern from the Conservation Commission?
Saw that. Oh, there's water coming down that road on 2 sides. So I'm aware of that silt coming down onto our lot, on our side of the road. I'm gonna assume that silt going into the marsh was from the other side of the road, unless there's an overflow. That's the dirt part down there too, right? if I remember, or is that all paved now? It was paved.
I don't know.
The pictures
I
look
think it's
paved.
paved.
The
Paved.
pictures look paved.
Which, when the town did it, they should have had ditches on either side of the
Side.
road. So I'm gonna assume that the stuff going in the marsh on the other side of the road is coming from that side of the road. And the stuff on our side of the road is coming from our side of the road.
We did put ditches on either side of that road. They filled in.
Get it, maintain them.
So the Conservation Commission's complaint is with the town, not,
That's my guess. Because the way the land slopes, it's all sloping down this way.
Essentially, you're trying to be diplomatic.
So, Mr. Chair, I can reach out to the Highway Department and let them know about the concerns from the Conservation Commission. We do have a new Public Works Director, so he doesn't have all that history.
Yeah, because they're specifically 19-7, the lot, that lot.
That's what's referenced,
That's
you're
what's
right.
referenced.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking, yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
it
fine.
applies to all
Yeah,
of them,
okay.
potentially.
Yeah, that's, yeah,
And then they
That's fine.
can kind of
Yep.
talk as well.
Hmm.
Okay.
sure. You have any questions?
I don't, the only thing I just wanted to point out, as far as submission items. Um. So there was no soils map or utilities, like utilities map. Usually those end up on the topo map. And you guys have allowed that in the past. There were a few things, like a fire protection plan map, drainage plan map, erosion and sedimentation control plan, and a stormwater management plan. Although some of these may not apply to this situation, it was left blank on the checklist, so I kind of didn't really have
Yeah.
there was no
so
NA or. Just wanted to point that out.
I didn't know if to put NA or waiver.
Okay,
I think it's NA.
and it could
not
be,
applicable.
right. Because this wouldn't require a new
No
road.
roads,
Hmm.
and it's just gonna be driveways.
Yep.
Which we already have, a letter from Public Works as to locations are okay.
Mhm.
One thing also, I think, was easement. I will probably have to do an easement for the shared driveway. But I can do that when I come in for final.
Yep. My only one concern with the items that are missing, is that I haven't heard back from the fire department yet.
As far as the
Um,
water source. you mean?
So, right. So that would be the only thing that's sort of outstanding that, I'm hoping to get some type of answer from him.
what's that little red thing there on the mother lot? Looks like a propane tank.
I have the same
Oh,
question.
That's a cat there. It's a red line for the that's the driveway access for the lot, yeah.
Okay.
Already, there's already one there, driveway going in, Woods Road. It's not on my plans, I fixed it already.
Somewheres I read may want to consider a driving impact study. I don't,
Traffic study,
traffic study. I don't think that would be necessary.
4 house lots. Traffic's gonna increase. 4 trips a day per lot. 6 trips. Plus you have to go to the store a lot.
I know the road. You make as few trips on that road as you can.
Well, I'm saying this right, that's the steep part of the hill coming down across from Locks Corner directly across, right?
Yeah.
So Mr. Zuzgo, this looks like this is similar to another 4 or 5 lot subdivision that Andrew Kiersted did. When he came in and he did, it's the same similar setup, no new road. That's what it looks like to me.
Anybody else have any other questions?
Well, it looks to me like all they gotta do is remove some of them ends from the
Hmm.
completeness thing and you're golden.
Never say that.
I'm gonna open it up to public. Anybody have anything from the public? Okay, I'll close public. Okay, nobody else has anything. I guess we're all set.
So now we can apply for finance.
Right. So it sounds like the board's decided design review phase is done.
Yep.
And you can apply and then just, add the stuff that's listed under plan review, fix those corrections and
And we need some feedback from the,
feedback from the fire department, and I will connect highway and Concom, or I'll help facilitate that conversation.
Where were we on the waivers? Can we aim them in a direction now? Or does, when he comes in for the final one,
When he-
ask for
yeah.
waivers?
Yep, so
Yep.
when he comes in for final, then that's when you guys will vote on them.
Yep.
Right, design review is just a discussion phase.
Right. If you had questions about him, now was the time to
Mhm.
ask.
This will need state subdivision approval too, which I'll apply for. Quick.
So
Oh, you're definitely gonna need state subdivision.
all set? I think
Set.
we're all set. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So what did you have under old business? I wrote 2422.
Give me one second here.
So I'm looking at all these things here under new business. I'm assuming that's the B and B things,
Yeah, the
Short-term
STR,
rentals.
short-term rentals.
short-term rentals.
Yeah.
So they don't have to come here anymore?
It's this.
No, what is?
That's,
Under
that's
new
the new
business
addition to
still.
old business.
Oh,
Old.
this is the one that, we needed. To add like conditions.
Oh,
right?
that motion?
The motion, right? Yeah. Robert's rules.
Yeah, you guys gotta add that in.
Got it.
I think I did that.
Make a motion that we amend case P 24-22 for Jeffrey Hertel for final minor site plan by inserting conditions subsequent along with the conditions precedent as a bid, as it laid out in the plan review for June 18th, 2024 public hearing.
I will second the motion.
Well, Nick got you on that one.
He can take it.
You
Okay.
want it?
It's all good.
Okay.
Okay, any, any discussion? All in favor?
All right.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
And then, so that's it for old business, right? And then
Yep.
under new business, and you had said committee update on the master plan? Is that the first thing
That's,
you want?
that can just be later. We
Okay,
can
we can do
take
that.
care of these, yeah.
So,
So A through F,
so let's go to A, we're gonna take these one at a time, right?
yes.
Okay. So case, number, P 24-07, building permit request, short-term rental, for private road, Roberts Cove. Map 48, lot 24, 17 Basin Road, Lakeshore Residential's.
So essentially, these are all liability waivers?
They are, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that
So-
whole section.
We just have to go back to approving.
Yeah, so what the planning board does, yeah, so what the planning board does is recommend to the selectmen to either, yeah, that you would recommend this to take place or not.
So.
Yes.
So this one, they did not get, there's no building permit on file for the house at all.
I am unsure of that. I don't think that's the issue at hand tonight.
Well, I was just reading it. I was curious.
Yeah, no, that's, yeah.
I'm sure what the hell.
Where do you see that?
What are we doing?
One right here.
Considering something, we're looking at something.
24-07.
What information do we have?
On the first page, one, two, third paragraph down, last sentence. It was either built prior to
Oh, I see,
1983 or
gotcha.
did not.
Okay.
Here
yeah,
is this whole
yeah,
package.
yeah.
No, not the whole package, this is first.
Oh, so that, okay, so let me clarify. So Nick had a question about the last sentence in paragraph 3.
But it applies to all these, or most of these
Right.
properties. right?
So, right, the existing house was either built prior to 1983 or did not obtain a waiver at the time of building permit. So what that, the 1983 is when this RSA for a requirement went into place.
Okay.
So,
But yeah, even though but these are, these short-term rentals, they're applying for a building permit because that's all, right? That's all that they can.
they're
apply
applying
for.
for a short-term rental permit.
Right, but but it's a, like a kind of like a building permit, but, because that's, right, isn't that? what
It is a
explained?
guideline.
Right,
That's-
so
that's the way that-
obtaining this
Right.
was a criteria item under the short-term rental
Right,
permit.
right.
Which is-
Whether this pertained to this particular property
Right.
at the time or not, that went into effect as a criteria item.
Right. So we're just.
I don't know what the hell we're contemplating. Where are we?
This one here. 2407.
This is your. Um.
Was the house built before 1983?
Yeah, it was built in the sixties.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, most places, 50s and 60s. So. Disapprove. We can't.
So
approve-
what you do is you look at the three submissions from
Right,
highway, fire and police, and then with that, you would make your recommendation to the selectmen as to whether you think the information that you've received and any discussions that you may have.
but through a motion. You can motion.
Yeah, so you would motion to recommend.
Recommend.
Yeah. It's the selectmen that approve.
Yeah, the first one has always been a rental. The other one hasn't been a rental. Really,
And it's a short-term rental. Well,
yeah.
then I'll make a motion for case P 2407 that with respect to recommending a waiver of liability to the selectmen that the planning board approve the motion.
I'll second it.
Again, okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, so Mr. Roberts, at this point, I will create a memo for the selectmen. I'll send up all of this paperwork. You'll get a copy of everything, and then administration will reach out to you and let you know when you're scheduled for a meeting in front of the selectmen.
Okay.
And then you go from there. Once you go through that, and that information goes back to the building department, and they can complete your permit.
Okay. Thank you.
Killer. And so the second one is basically the same as the first, just right behind it.
I mean, I didn't see anything in all of these. Were there any issues raised by the fire department or?
No.
Or
Public
just
Works?
highway concerns.
So we
they-
can't make a
roads are
motion to
slammed.
just do them all at once?
They get it in time though.
Excuse me?
I mean, that's up to you
You-
guys
we
on
can-
how
we
you
can- we can Do
wanna,
whatever we want, really, I mean.
Okay.
Did
That's up
anybody
to
see
you.
any problems with the other cases?
I mean, we're just gonna rubber stamp all these based on what I saw.
That's what we talked about last time.
Right,
That all of a sudden they're coming to us and they don't even need to come to us. Just a rubber stamp. It's the selectmen that are gonna make the decisions.
right, well, it's a state law, they have to come to you.
yeah, and
Last week, or,
No,
2 weeks ago.
but it's nice to have this,
I mean, it's the
you know,
feedback from.
it is nice to have
fire
all this
department.
on record, so we know.
Yeah.
You know, it is nice to have all this, so.
But you know, I don't see anywhere that the fire, department or public works or anyone had any issues based on what was here. So I would
Right.
just make a motion that we
You can make them.
do waiver of liabilities for, how many cases were there?
A through H.
Number
through
8
G.
through P
Or A
24
through G.
dash 8 through 2416 that we.
Yep, don't include
rec-
G. G was continued to September.
Okay, so go to 15.
Okay. That we go just from 8 to 15 and that we make a recommendation to the selectmen that liability be waived relative to short-term rentals by the planning board
On these cases.
on these cases.
Yep.
Okay.
Second that.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, easy
Alright.
enough.
That was easy.
So from now on, we can just encompass them all into one.
If
can
you've,
do
if
that.
you've all had the opportunity to review everything.
So what I would,
Unless the selectmen come
Yeah.
back and say there's some issues.
what I would recommend is when you get your packet, just to
Read
go
it
through
over.
those, go through them
Yep.
all. Everybody, you know, at home or whatever, go through them all. And if you're okay with them, then yeah, then we can move it along quicker. It's, yeah.
I'm just curious how everyone all of a sudden became so enlightened about the rules.
Yeah.
All these cases just got applied. to
They
things.
won't get their short-term rental permit until they go through all of the criteria
But
items.
they
gonna be
they
fun
know
for
that
us,
they need
isn't
to
it?
do a short-term rental, I think is my.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, the word did get out there.
I guess
to
it's
some
being
people.
spread, so.
Yep.
yeah.
They're slowly trickling in. Yep.
All right.
A lot of the
So-
neighbors have been complaining about it.
Is that right?
Yeah. All right, so, next on the agenda is, the approval of the minutes.
I guess I had only one question about it when I went through the draft.
Mhm.
Relative to case P 2420, what was that, 3? We did that, put in that the town was supposed to do the town council was supposed to do a legal review. I didn't see that in the minutes being captured as an action.
Okay.
Maybe I missed it.
I can have her review.
That, to me, that was central to that whole discussion.
I agree.
So that's line 160. Well, it'd be right around 164 maybe, right around there. Twenty-four, 23.
I mean, in that area, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And that's around line, what number? I'm sorry.
164.
164. All right, somewhere around there. Okay.
Then the only other thing was 200 and 209, the motions.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't know who it was, to
Wow.
be honest.
I can probably take a listen to it. I know you guys' voices.
Yeah, it's in the 209, 210. Anybody have anything else for the minutes? You caught up?
I make a motion, we accept the Tuesday, June 18th, 2024 minutes as amended.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Done. All right. So. Number 3, correspondence.
Yeah, you know what? So under the new business is where I was gonna add that committee information.
Oh,
So it's
Okay.
actually gonna end up
all
being
right,
after I get rid of that other one,
okay.
because I moved it down.
So committee update for the master plan?
Yep, so just wanted to let you know, Master Plan Implementation Committee. So that begins tomorrow night. The committee's tasked to review all of the action items that came out of that update. And I believe what we're gonna do is probably divvy out the action items into the respective lead, person or lead board or lead department. And then we'll reach out to them and see where they're at, if they want to move forward with some of the action items that were proposed or not, or kind of see where people are at. Yeah,
5:30, 6 o'clock?
it's at 6 o'clock. Yep. So that's that. We're probably only gonna meet maybe, 2-3 times a year just to kind of keep that alive and just check in on people, make sure they need any help or whatnot. The ZAC committee is July 24th at 6 o'clock. And our CIP is July 30th at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
So it's a busy next couple of weeks.
Yeah. I think, yeah,
That's that.
I'm on the master plan.
I think Paul, you told me Paul's on that one. That's all.
I don't know. I'd have to look at my list. Too many people.
Hmm.
So that's it for that.
That's it?
Yep,
Okay.
next.
Next. All right, so review of application for appointment of, for the CIP committee for Pat O'Brien.
Yep, Pat O'Brien's interested in sitting on the committee again. This is, I think, his second, third, 3-year stint. Maybe even longer.
Do we need a motion to approve this or just, is it?
Yep, motion to approve.
Make a motion, we approve Patrick O'Brien for the CIP committee.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Alright.
you.
Number 4. Number 4, correspondence for the board, letter dated July 1st, 2024. To Dan Devereaux, needing ZBA and planning board approvals for a detailed business located at 46 Suncook Valley Road.
Right. So, just a little bit of a backstory. So the property owner came in to the office and inquired about a couple of different uses, a couple of different businesses that were interested in coming in. We talked about if he was gonna have the one business, he wouldn't need site plan or ZBA approval. If he was to change and it would be a different use, then he would have to come in front of the zoning board and the planning board. So I think he was under the impression that the gentleman that owns the business was gonna come in on his own. So I think there may have been a little bit of misunderstanding and maybe some lack of communication.
So who came in to see you then?
The property owner,
Who is, who?
who is Dan Devereaux.
Devereaux's owner?
Yes.
Okay.
So it wasn't the business owned.
And
So the business
Is-
is up and operating and apparently
And
he's
that-
gonna tell him to come in.
That's
and get
Brandon
zoning.
Wilson.
I think so.
It is.
And
He's,
that's the place that's right near the General Dollar. And that's,
Black
yeah,
Forest
and that,
used to be.
right, exactly.
there was a motorsports in there for a little
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, so Motorsports doesn't
Yeah.
still own that building?
No,
No, the
He
motorsports,
sold it.
No.
yeah, motorsports went over to,
the old
Napa,
Napa.
the old Napa on 11. He went over there.
No, I think Roger's talking about the actual owners of the
Oh,
building.
the owner.
Yeah,
The
he
building
sold it to
was
this
Brad
guy.
Bissell,
Yeah, Brad sold it to them, to
Or
this
inside
gentleman,
ones.
Dan.
but he still owns across the street where he has his sheds. right?
The White House sold.
Good
across the
question.
road.
I thought that was somebody else had that property. It could be him. I'm not sure. It could be him.
So what do you need addressed on this? Just that,
Nothing, just
No,
informing you
just
that
letting
he'll
us
be in
know.
at some point.
okay.
So
So
he hasn't come in to see you.
does he
yet.
know? he's
So
interested?
so the property owner did come in. again, after he received this letter, we provided him with the information and the proper applications, and he realizes that that needs to get done.
Okay,
All right.
And the only reason why I sent this letter is because he came into my office and inquired, and then he went away, and then bink, a business is open.
yeah.
That's why I followed up.
Yeah.
So I'm not running around, driving around town going, I haven't seen you, I haven't seen you, and I haven't seen him. And then send letters. So that I just want to make clear for the record, that's not what I'm doing. The gentleman came in and talked to me, went away and never came back.
Duly noted. We'll look for it in
Thank
the
you.
Pretty
minutes.
touchy about it.
It's, well, it's been very contentious lately and it's, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh, we believe you.
So he's gonna come
Alright.
in for a site plan and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
he's got to see zoning first.
Yep.
Yep.
That's good. All right, so, any other business to come before the board? Any public input on anything? No? All right. All right, we just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second that.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
So,
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.
yeah, that was.
Well done.
Baseline was gonna take a whole.
Look at that.
Speedy.
You look at that.
The All-Stars.
You get to watch.
Good, watch
you
the
get to your
baseball game.
Watch your game, though. I took care of it.
There you go.